When you consider hiring a company to move your fleet vehicles, for example, verifying their insurance coverage is essential, according to attorney John Cruickshank.
The other important thing that you need to look at is the insurance coverage. And this should be, more than anything else that we'll talk about, this is perhaps the single most important consideration in deciding whether or not to hire a company to supply you with drivers: the extent of their insurance coverage. The rule number one is get it in writing. The company is probably going to use some language, or they're going to tell you orally, don't worry, we're fully insured. Never take that at face value, because you don't know what that means. How high are their insurance limits? Is it only $750,000? If it is, then that's all they're good for. After that, you're on the hook for whatever else is out there. Is their policy $5 million? You can feel a little bit better about that. Always ask for verification of the insurance. Ask for a written copy of the contract. Find out not just what their limits are, but also what's covered. Find out what other entities, companies, agents are on that policy. Is it a very broad policy that covers a significant number of employees? You're probably not this third party's only client. And if there's a number of different clients, all of whom share this same insurance policy, then you're just one mouth among many, all waiting to be fed. The last thing you want to have to do is watch another client of this company pay their judgment off using the proceeds of that insurance policy, watch it be exhausted, and then seeing that there's none left for you. Make sure you look carefully at that insurance policy. Make sure that it's a primary policy. It needs to cover not just the company, but its drivers in all of their course and scope of their employment. It needs to cover all of their acts, whether tortious, intentional, willful, or negligent individuals to operate your motor vehicles that aren't your employees. Anytime that the driver of your vehicle or the company that they work for asks you to be added as an additional insured, your answer should not only be no, but we're probably going to be looking at someone else. It tells you that they probably don't have a valid insurance policy or one that's sufficient to cover their potential loss, and that you're going to be exposed if in fact there's an accident. If you're going to put individuals behind the wheel that are not your employees, you also probably want to think about adding contingent liability insurance. Contingent liability insurance is an umbrella coverage that will cover your losses if they exceed the insurance coverage that is provided by the driver of the vehicle and his company. Although this insurance carries a premium and is expensive, it will allow you to factor in the costs for risk of using these drivers rather than simply being at the mercy of a potential loss.